July 11, 1864. During the Battle of Silver Spring, a miraculous event unfolded, changing the tide of the Civil War. The air itself crackled with the desperation of a dying cause. The Confederate Army, cornered and broken, launched one last audacious strike. Their target, Washington, D.C., the very heart of the Union. This was no mere skirmish. It was a thunderous, all-or-nothing assault. Their goal was to seize the Capitol, to shatter the Union spirit, and to rewrite the very fabric of history in blood and fire. The fate of a nation hung by a thread. President Abraham Lincoln stood firm amidst the rising tide of chaos. Evacuation was urged, but he refused to abandon his post. His resolve was an unyielding beacon in the storm. He donned his iconic stovepipe hat, an artifact now revealed to be far more than simple headwear. It was a Union legend, its inner lining etched with the Constitution's preamble in microscopic script. This hat, it was whispered, protected its wearer from tyranny and treachery alike. The battle exploded across the National Mall, a maelstrom of steel and fury. Cannon fire shook the very foundations of the monuments, their ancient stones trembling under the assault. The city became a crucible of conflict. Union troops dug in near the Capitol, their lines holding against the relentless Confederate surge. Amidst this inferno, Lincoln rode, a towering figure atop his white charger, Providence. His booming voice cut through the din, rallying his soldiers. As the Confederate vanguard breached the city's outer defenses, a chilling realization dawned. The Capitol itself was now under direct threat. Lincoln, without hesitation, spurred Providence forward. He led a desperate countercharge down Pennsylvania Avenue, a wave of blue against the gray. His presence was a living banner, an embodiment of the Union's will. The fight was brutal, hand to hand, a desperate struggle for every inch of ground. Amidst the deafening roar and the swirling smoke, a sinister plot unfolded. A lone sniper, a ghost of vengeance, lay hidden. His perch was the shattered dome of the Smithsonian, a vantage point of deadly precision. He sighted his target, the unmistakable silhouette of the president. This was the moment, the single shot that could end the war or plunge the nation into deeper despair. The crosshairs settled, unwavering. Then, the shot rang out, a sharp, terrifying crack that momentarily silenced the battlefield. It struck Lincoln's top hat dead center, a direct hit aimed at the very symbol of the Union. Time seemed to halt. The hat absorbed the bullet's force, crumpling inward, but miraculously, it spared the president's life. He staggered, a momentary tremor, then steadied himself, his gaze unwavering. A collective gasp rose from the onlookers, not of horror, but of profound awe. Lincoln slowly removed the hat, revealing a glowing seam where the bullet had struck. The legend was true, the hat had held. He lifted it high, a defiant gesture against the forces of destruction. His voice, now a thunderous roar, echoed across the embattled city. "This republic shall not fall," he declared, "not by bullet, nor by betrayal." His words were a lightning bolt, igniting the final surge of Union resolve. Emboldened by their president's miraculous survival and his unwavering courage, the Union forces surged forward. Their spirit renewed, they pushed back the invaders with a ferocity born of desperation and hope. The tide of battle irrevocably turned. The Capitol stood, unbowed and unbroken. The flag, though tattered, still flew proudly over the city. Lincoln, hat in hand, had transcended mortality. He was no longer merely a man. He had become a myth, a living legend. The battle for Washington, D.C. became more than a victory. It became a testament. It was a story whispered in hushed tones, a tale of courage, of destiny, and of a hat imbued with the very spirit of the Republic. This altered history. This moment of impossible survival cemented Lincoln's place not just in the annals of leadership, but in the pantheon of heroes. His stand, his hat, and his words echoed through time, a perpetual reminder that some things are simply destined to endure.